Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever time of day it is where you're watching. It's time for another Chambers Beneath stream. And should have put my teeth in before I started. Yep, and today I haven't started the game yet, so I'll just do that now. We're going to start on a new adventure because the character who I was playing last week died right at the end of stream. If you want to listen to the whole music, as I mentioned the other week, I've got it on my YouTube. New game. Right, so let's see who we have. Yes, really restart. See who we have a choice of. Attnini the Mage, who has control 3 but only power 1. So I'm thinking Attnini the Mage might not be the best character. Power 1, they'll barely hit anything. Control 3 is nice, but we really want some kind of offensive spell. Let's just check what else they've got. They've got Knowledge 1 as well, and Lockpicking. I did say last week that I wanted to play more lockpicking. So, Attnini the Ranger has Archery 3, which is a good start. Stealth, which is good. Knowledge, which is not necessarily that useful for a Ranger. And Tactics, which is useful for every character because it affects all forms of combat. And finally, we've got Ogiron the Warrior. Ogiron the Warrior. With Bludgeoning 2, which is not as good as Archery 3. But Ogiron has Medicine 2, and Dodging, and Tactics. Now, Bludgeoning 2 means they might still struggle to hit things, but if we can up that to Bludgeoning 3 after the first couple of dungeons, then Ogiron becomes a reasonable character. There's no magic on this one, but also, yeah, the intelligence is fine, but the agility is a little bit low. So, although this character is more interesting than the Ranger, I think I'll go for Attnini the Ranger. So, greetings Attnini, I am Attnini, steward of Aracha. One of the city's greatest treasures, the Goblet of Authority, has been stolen. So, I think that's all I need to read of that. So, let's equip Attnini with a sling and probably some food, because Attnini doesn't have medicine. So we have a sling, and it's a plain sling, no enchantments. The sling is the only weapon in this shop that would be pre-identified. Also, there's a short bow. So I should try and come back here before I level up and snag that short bow, because the shop gets restocked when you level up and that short bow might disappear. So I'll remember that's here. I'll also cash in the gold so I'm not carrying it around. And then let's go and find the merchant and buy a stack of bread, which will cost us 12 in total. And now Attnini is ready to go down into the dungeons. So let's see how the city's laid out. So it's not nice and linear like some of the cities are that I've played. But no matter, you can find a route around here. We're terrified in this dungeon, so I won't stay long. Confident in this dungeon, but I can see already that there's a locked chest in here. So there must be a dungeon elsewhere with a key. for this chest. And since this isn't it, I'll carry on searching for that dungeon. We're afraid in this dungeon. Afraid in this dungeon. See if I can commit to memory where that other dungeon was. I think it was down there, near the ruler. No staircase under that tower. Terrified there. Terrified means that there'll be monsters in that dungeon that I probably can't deal with. And afraid, a bit easier than terrified, but still we're in a bit of danger going down a dungeon like that at this stage of the game. So one of these dungeons, and now I've narrowed it down to this dungeon, must be the one with a free key that's not locked away. So probably nothing in here, but let's dispatch this bat. I know there were bats down this corridor, so let's hit them all. Oh. I saw two bats, so one of them must have flown away. Aha, here we are. Cloak will help with stealth, and there's an ornate gold key, which will be the key to that other dungeon in which we were confident. Come on, bat, fly into my path. So let's carefully clear out this dungeon of all the bats so that I get some XP. Also collect loot in the hope that the loot I collect in this dungeon will allow me to afford that bow. Oh, the first hit of the game, but I have plenty of food. Eat some of the berries that I collected down in this dungeon. A bow costs 24 and I've collected 21 in coin alone. And I think that caltrop I can sell for 6. So I can afford the bow. The key that I've got is not going to be the key for this, I'm sure. Ancient silver lock. Whoops. Ornate gold key. So let's go back up and let's buy. Oh, we need to sell the caltrops first, which I'll do now. Sell for 6 gold, yes. Cash in these coins. And now I can pick up that short bow. There will be arrows when we level up. I can't afford any reasonable number now, but I'll just keep hold of this short bow. And now I need to remember where that other chamber was. I think it was here. Yes. I must say, I'm not that confident when there's zombies and I've only got a sling. Let's just do a speculative shot down here. Nope, there's nothing there. I have to walk right next to this bat, but I've got stealth plus a cloak, which helps with stealth. So I can walk right past bats without them noticing me. And zombies, apparently. I don't want to go next to that zombie, but I think I can get away with... Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll go into this corner, shoot the bats, This zombie isn't coming for me, I'm sure, not from that direction. Not from that distance. But the zombie may just be casually wandering into this corner of the room, so I'll walk into its path and shoot it. Or miss it constantly. There we are. I'll collect these scrolls. I can't use them, but I can sell those in the mage's shop. Right, there we go, that's that chest cleared out. And this, yes, this chest needs the ornate gold lock. So let's get the bread out of the way. Open this, and we now have an ancient bronze key. I think that's not all the monsters in this level. Okay, this is going to be awkward because I think the zombie will hit me as soon as I walk into its path. Yep. It's not a big problem, I've got all this food. So, right, that's the stairs up, this is the stairs down. I shall just make sure I've seen all of the dungeon. Yep. Let's see what's down here. I'm terrified, so I won't go any further. Let's go and sell this loot and buy some arrows so that I can use this bow. Oh, what am I going to level up? Right, candidates are... I get itchy nose today. Candidates are archery to level 4. I can up my stealth to level 2. Or I could add medicine. I could add lockpicking as well, but I'd rather, if I'm going to play with lockpicking, I'd rather do it with a character that starts with some lockpicking already. I can't guarantee that there'll be any medicine in the shop, so I think I'll start by upping my stealth. I'll remember that I was at the ruler's tower. Good eventide, Alex Shendy, how are you? I assume it's eventide where you are, it's eventide here as well. Right, let's go. Oh no, it's the magic shop that I want. Shall I bother identifying this? Yes, because one of these might be soul search. That one isn't. That one is. So I'll keep the soul search, and that's a magic dart. The magic dart is always identified already because it's like the basic weapons in the other shops. So I'll keep soul search and I will attempt to learn it. It's not guaranteed with an intelligence of 8. And let's see what we have in these slings. So there's a plain sling that I need to keep that. Ooh, that's nice. Enchanted sling of agility +4. I will keep that and let that one go. Let's check this cloak out. Enchanted cloak of agility +1. Yes, I'm not feeling too bad today. Very hot though. It's not that hot here where I am, but I'm sat in a room with a computer that's been on all day. And of course England, so no air conditioning. Right, so I've got quite a good combination of stuff here. And let's see if I learn soul search. No, I didn't. Never mind, it was worth a try. at least I know what the soul search spell looks like now. So if I find another one, I can try again. Right, before I go into the shop, I will unwield the sling that's just plain and boring. We'll wield the sling that has the enchantment on it. I will not wield the bow yet. Let's see what's in here. So we've got arrows. There is medicine. That's nice. There isn't a quiver. So let's sell these caltrops. Let's sell these 2 slings. I don't have enough to buy a full stack of arrows. I can buy 20 arrows. Oh, but if I sell this dagger and then come back, I still won't be able to buy a stack of arrows, but I will be able to buy a few more arrows. So let's do that. Right, I can buy 22 arrows now. And as I said, there's no quiver, and I wouldn't have been able to afford one anyway, along with all these arrows. So that means, and plus I've got this cloak as well, which is, remind me, what does the cloak have? Agility +1. I don't need to keep the cloak of agility +1 because 12 is the maximum agility, and I've got 9 + 5. With that cloak gone, I'll have 9 + 4, which is still more than the maximum of 12. It gets capped at 12. So once I find a quiver or buy one, I can get rid of that cloak and put the quiver in its place. That means I can wield the bow and the sling, keep the arrows in the rucksack, and that way I'll get the benefit of the agility bonus from the sling, even when I'm using the bow. So now I have to remember where I was, and I think it was the ruler's tower that I came out of, so this one. Let's try going down here. I feel confident, but there are monsters down here that I'm not at all confident about, so let's hope nothing sneaks up on me while I'm doing this. Right, so what choices do I have? Oh, a nice room that doesn't have any nasties in it. Complex silver, was that the key that I had? No, it was ancient bronze. But since I'm here, I might as well do a bit of dungeoneering. Is that blob going to come here? Yes, it is. This is nice, the bow. Doesn't always one-shot these monsters, as you've just seen there. Oh, excuse me. But it does it often enough. I know that scroll isn't a soul search, because I've already identified what the soul search is. That's the soul search. Let's try reading it again. Yes. So I know that there's a blob there, but we'll cast the soul search anyway. We failed, but it does tell us that it's a blob. Right, let's just shoot it. Soul search again. No, I've pressed S to shoot, which is not what I intended, so let's just shoot the blob. Right, cast soul search there. Failed against the blob. If you do succeed, it tells you what hit points the blob has. And if a monster's carrying something, it also tells you that too. But this is just a blob and they never carry anything. So let's shoot that. Probably didn't strictly need to use the bow for this dungeon level. Because everything seems to be so easy to beat. Right, since this character's not going to be using much magic, I'm not going to hang on to the extra soul search spells that I find, because I don't believe I shall have to relearn any spells. Sometimes, especially when you're a mage, you learn so many spells that you end up having to juggle some of them and relearn some of them just to make sure that you don't forget them, because every time you learn a new spell, the ones that you already know get pushed down. And once you've learned 4, and then you try and learn a 5th, then the one that you learned longest ago just disappears off the bottom. That's not going to happen with Attnini, because I suspect I'll only be learning the 3 knowledge spells. I didn't pay attention to what this said about my feelings here, so let's check that again. I'm terrified, right, so I'm not going to explore this dungeon. So let's try and find another confident dungeon that'll take my key. But first of all, let's offload some of this loot. So I've got some inventory space. So I've just come out of a dungeon that's north of the ruler's house. So let's go and find the mage. And I'll sell this soul search spell. Cash in that gold. Let's identify this. It's a lightning spell. I'm glad I identified it, because now I know it's a lightning spell. It sells for 20 gold instead of 10. Right, let's identify this cloak to see if it's better than the one I already have. No, it's worse. So we'll still keep this enchanted sling, but we will sell these other slings. I won't bother identifying them because they're not going to be as good as this enchanted sling of agility +4. And even if they are an agility +5 or 6, that extra enchantment is going to be redundant. So let's get rid of this cursed thing. Sell these unknown slings. I now have 59 credits. I can buy more arrows, and I'm going to put myself up to a stack again. So I've got 11. If I buy 13 out of this stack, it's 24. And hopefully we'll get a quiver. And quivers cost 24, so I can still afford one. Right, so we were in the dungeon north of the ruler. Let's try and find another confident dungeon. It's tempting to just go and grab that knife, but I don't know what's lying in wait to the south of me. It might be something that could lure me or route me to the spot, so I won't bother. Not for the 5 gold pieces that I would get for the knife. Right, I'm terrified there. Aha! This seems a likely dungeon. Oh, I wasted an arrow there. Let's see if any of these come into my view. There we are. Getting rubbish at this, aren't I? Right, I better eat some of this food before I move from the spot. So 11 from 23, that's 12. So I should eat all of this bread. Should keep an eye on arrows as well. I think I'm just going to end up killing everybody from this spot. Alright, I know there's chests and there's a zombie there, but I want to see where there are safer pickings. Arrows, that's exactly what I needed. So, a coin, right, is this the right, yeah, I think that's the right chest. Yeah, ancient bronze. So what's this? This is complex silver. I can't remember if that was the chest that we saw in the previous dungeon. I will go back and check. Right, there's this last zombie to deal with in here. Let's see what this loot is. Ooh, a potion. I'm not going to tweak things at this late stage, but if there was any tweaking I'd do, I'd see if I could fit any more potions in the game. Because there's always potions in the shop, but you seldom come by them in the dungeons. Right, was there a way down? Yes, there was. So let's have a quick peek and see what's further down in the dungeons. I'm terrified. What am I terrified of? Ah, Dark Elf I can see in the next chamber there. They're bad news. Serpents are bad news because they can poison you. These I have to be careful of because these have bows and can shoot back. So I won't progress any further into here for now. But I'll surely be back here later. Oh, a level up. So let's see what I want. I could put archery up to 4, stealth up to 3. Since I saw poultices in the shop, I'm tempted to go for medicine. Because I've got 2 skill spots left, 2 skill slots left. And medicine could definitely be one of them. So I think that's what I'll do. I don't need to increase my archery just yet. I'm doing just fine with this bow at archery level 3. So I'll remember that I was in the northeastern of all these towers, and I think the last one I went down to the point of finding chests and things was this one, and I can't remember where the staircase was. Ah, there's a chest. Complex silver, there we go. Complex silver. Now there's glowing silver. Right, what did I think of what was down here? Afraid. I think I was terrified last time I went down there. I would normally chase that blob I just saw for XP, but since I'm using arrows, I will save the arrows for dungeons with harder monsters. But not that hard, not right now. Oh, no staircase down there. I should learn to read. I only put that message in recently that tells you immediately that the dungeon's got a staircase or that it doesn't. Since it's only a recent addition, my muscle memory hasn't yet kicked in to the point where I'll remember to look at it. I'm not going to waste arrows on a bat. Let's pick up the sling again. To be honest, this sling is almost as good as a bow for this character, because of the what's actually a +3 a +3 agility modifier that it gives. The bow gives you an extra dice roll. The game internally uses 6-sided dice, so the bow gives you one more die roll than the sling does, so you get an average of 3.5 more damage points than you would with the sling. But in this case, the sling is giving me 3 extra damage points because of the enchantments. Right, what's this? This is ancient silver. What kind of... That was glowing silver, not ancient silver. But wasn't there a chest here? No. So this isn't where I'm going to find the... I've forgotten what it was already. The glowing silver chest. That's not here. So I just need to continue my circuit of the city to try and find this glowing silver chest. And since my inventory is almost full, before I do that, I'll go and sell some things. And find out what this potion is. I think I'm going to store away some of those berries as well. My medicine skill isn't good enough yet to rely on, but I don't want to be carrying more than 1 stack of food down into the dungeons, because that just takes an inventory slot that could be given over to valuable loot. So last thing before I go back down the dungeons, and that's to go to the magic shop and ask Tanizas the mage. What's this? It's an antidote, which will be useful, I think. So I'll keep it on me. But before I go down again, let's stock up with arrows. 7 arrows to put me back up to a stack. Right, so this is the last dungeon that I did, so let's do the rounds again. Not that one. Possibly this one. Since it's bats and zombies here, I won't bother with the the bow. Okay, the zombie isn't coming this way. I formed a new habit recently while playtesting, and I should stick to it, and that is, don't collect loot on the way down unless it's useful. Things like arrows and stuff I'll pick up, but I've got that much food on me at the moment that I'm not picking up those berries, and really I shouldn't have bothered picking up that, picking up that coin. So let's just drop it by the staircase, and then if I've got enough inventory space when I come up from whatever's down below, I can pick all this stuff up. That was muscle memory there. I was just about to pick up that coin again. I'm afraid in this dungeon... Oh, and I've not got my bow. So what I'll do is I will arm my bow, go back down. Let's retreat up this corridor. Oh, there's a snake. Do I want to mess with snakes before I've learned medicine? I suppose there's a lot of food on that floor above me. So, oh, and this orc is coming for me now. Oh, and another zombie. Oops. Oh, I was chasing that orc, but this blob is a more pressing concern. Why am I missing all the time? That was terrible aim. And now the orc's completely disappeared. How close do I have to get to this snake to aggro it? Right, that close is how close I need to get to aggro the snake. And while I'm down here, I can try and kill everything that I've got confidence I can kill. But it's only took 2 shots to kill the snake. There's a scroll. Right, I reckon I'm going to be going back up from this dungeon. I've got glowing, is it glowing silver? Yeah, glowing silver. So because I'm going back up from this dungeon, I'll collect the loot. That snake is the only remaining monster on the left by the look of things. So I should give it a go. If I get as far from it as I can. Oh, I was hoping it'd forget me. Let's just wait. Yes, it's forgotten me. It just was coincidentally waiting behind the door. So let's see if I can wait until it moves away from the door. There we are. It didn't manage to get a bite in and poison me. That's nice. So I've got another of these mysterious M scrolls. That's an Etruscan letter M on that scroll. I'm slouching again, I can feel it. That's better. Right, so I've collected everything on this level except what's in that chest. And I suspect that whatever key this grate needs, it's not the key that I've got. No, glowing mithril. I've got glowing silver. So this is as far down as I'm going. So back up I go. And now I can collect all this other loot. You can't sell food, by the way. That's why I've deposited the food I had in the merchant's shop, in the safe deposit box. If I find a shortage of food later in the game, I can go back and pick it up. Right, so I was back in that. I've actually been in all the other dungeons apart from, including that one. So, let me just think. How did I get here? No, that's right. I'd done a complete circuit and I come back down here from the northwest, tried that dungeon and then that one. So I'm still doing the rounds of this. So when I come back, I'll continue with the tower north of the leader. I won't go in there yet, or will I? Now I won't go in there because these M scrolls might be something I want to store away for later. So let's identify all the things I have. Let's cash in those first. What's this? That's a healing spell. That requires protection in the skill list, which I don't have and don't intend to have. So let's sell the healing spell. And that one. Right, now let's get rid of more redundant food. Finally, I've got no business at the warrior's shop, but here there's still not a quiver. That's disappointing. Oh, excuse me. But I want ideally 18 arrows, and there are 17 there, so that will have to do. And I want to sell these lockpicks since this character doesn't have any lockpicking going on. This longbow requires archery 5, and I'm nowhere near that yet, so I won't bother buying it. I don't think I could afford it anyway. 60 coins. I'm not far off. If I sold this antidote, I could use it. I'd forgot that I had the antidote when I was dealing with spiders. I need not have been so queasy about dealing with those, not spiders, serpents. I need not have been so queasy about dealing with serpents. So I was just in there. Let's go down this one. I feel bold because I've been here before. It's because of my stealth and because of this cloak that the blobs aren't shooting at me. They're not seeing me. Ah, that's where the exit is. Well, I won't shoot this zombie right now. I will save my arrows for whatever's down here. Oh, I feel afraid. I think I'll tackle this dungeon anyway. Especially because I have Soul Search, so I can cast Soul Search and see that there's nothing down this corridor right now. Oh, I don't like this. So what I'm going to do... Oh, it's not following me. Now it'll be following me. So I can shoot at point blank range and the goblin can't. The goblin starts to use melee at point blank range. So I've let it come up close and personal because I know that at this range, had it even got an opportunity to hit back, it would have been doing so using its poor melee abilities. Well, I'll forget that habit I was talking about because I'm already starting to pick up stuff out of muscle memory. Oh, an ogre. Now this is something I should be scared of. Let's see if I can kill it before it gets up to me. And if not, if it got right up to me, I would have just run for the exit. A hornet I don't fancy going near. Although I do have the antidote. Right, these orcs. Are not... these orcs are not detecting me, and I don't fancy going right up to the orc. Right, that hornet is tracking me. Oh, here comes a zombie. I'll pick this up. I think I could deal with this blob though. Ooh, arrows, that was worth doing. In fact, Right, the hornets, I'm trying to remember what they do. I think they paralyze you. So I don't think it's worth me messing with the hornet because it might paralyze me in the doorway and then just sting me to death. Talking of death, my hit points are only 18, so let's sort that out now. Yeah, I think I'm going to chicken out of this dungeon. Well, since the zombies come right up into this corridor, I can't resist. There we are. Right, I don't want to pay 3 gold pieces just to store away these 2 berries. So let's drop the 2 berries there. Oh, another level up. Now, what was I going to do with this level up? Medicine, that's right. Increase medicine to a reasonable amount. And then it's worth me buying poultices. So I must remember I was in the tower north of the ruler. And I don't care what that shield is, I'm just going to sell it to the warrior's shop. Let's cash in that. The ranger still doesn't have a quiver. So I'm going to buy 9 arrows, put myself back up to 24. And carry on my search. What am I looking for? The glowing silver chest or grate or whatever lock this key is waiting for. I feel bold, and there's a locked chest there. I'm approaching slowly because there could be anything down here. Glowing silver lock. Excellent. So some coin and an ancient silver key. I'm sure I've seen the ancient silver lock, but I've no idea where. Let's pull the zombie away from those arrows because you may have noticed, but you never see more than one different item dropped in a location. That's a limitation of the game. So if you kill a monster while it's standing over an existing item, it won't drop anything. Ooh, a hat. I don't have dodging, but the hat might have an enchantment. And the fact that I don't have dodging now doesn't guarantee that I won't pick up dodging in the future. Right, what's the safest way to approach this zombie? I suspect if I can enter the room from the west. Yes, there we go. And another soul search spell, which I'll just sell. Right, so what key? Oh, there's more treasure. What key does this need? Glowing iron. And I have a something silver, ancient silver. Wasn't some, there was a locked chest down here, but I've just opened it. So let's just carry on with the next staircase. I feel afraid, so I'm not going to progress further here for the time being. Not with a full inventory anyway. I feel bold, and there are lots of zombies, but I'd rather not shoot them for sport. I'll shoot them because they're in the way. But I don't want to waste arrows. Oh, it was this place, wasn't it? I'm not going any further into there for now. I'm not particularly scared of the goblin archers, because I've got ways of dealing with them. But that dark elf will do me a lot of harm. And this was the place with the demons and hornets and ogres. I need to up my skill a bit more, my archery skill I'd say, before I start tackling stuff like that. I also need to consolidate my arrows. No staircase down here. Right, I've got 17 arrows, so let's buy another 7. I know they're in 2 stacks at the moment. In fact, I might as well just buy the other 8, because they're not going to be taking up 2 stacks for long. Since it's bats down here, I'm wielding the sling because I don't need to waste arrows on bats. Ancient silver, that's what I had, wasn't it? Yes. So let's wield this, let's go down there and wield the arrows. And I keep forgetting I've got soul search, so let's see there's a blob down there, let's shoot the blob. Let's continuously miss the blob, there we are. And here comes a zombie. And is there anything else in either direction? There's a zombie with some berries to our east. There was a zombie. There's nothing to the south, but there is a goblin archer coming. I'm going to wait. Can it see me from that distance if I shoot it? I'll never know because it's dead. Right, now let's cast... Oh, I already did this. Cast the soul search. There's nothing there. And a magic dart spell. Oh, let's cast the soul search there. There's nothing there. That's nice. Right, there's a zombie just around the corner. All of these creatures are just chilling out in that room. The zombie was guarding its favourite loaf of bread. I don't really need all this food. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to buy poultices. Or did I? No, I spent up on arrows, didn't I? That's why I couldn't afford poultices. Let's get rid of the 2 blobs that I know are down there. And then there was an orc or a goblin archer. It was an orc. Right, let's use some of this food. Let's see what's in here. Oh, another potion. And also, I'll consolidate my arrows. This is how to do it. Go unwheeled from there. Actually, that was redundant. I could have done it the other way around. I could have wielded these arrows down here and consolidated them that way. And then there's enough room for the glowing bronze king. I don't recall seeing glowing bronze anywhere, so I'll just have to continue my search. There are no stairs down from this dungeon, which means that I never have to come down this dungeon again. Unless I want to farm these bats. Right, what do I want to improve now? I've got knowledge and tactics at a low level. I think now is the time that I want to improve my archery. Take a step towards the longbow. Right, I'm going to sell both of those scrolls. Oh yes, I remember that I was in the Warrior's Tower near the Warrior's shop. So sell that. Let's identify this potion. It's poison. I don't have that much use for poison. It's one of those potions that's not actually that much use in the game. The poison effect makes yours or a creature's hit points go down one at a time for a certain amount, so it'll injure. I suppose it'd be useful to throw it at something very powerful down the long corridor, so that by the time it gets to me it's weakened. So there is that use for it, I suppose. Sell this dagger. Oh, I want to identify the hats. It's a plain leather cap. Now, I'm not sold on the idea of learning dodging for this character. So I think what I'll do, since the hat does absolutely... Actually, the hat doesn't do nothing for me. I was delving into the source code earlier on today, and I was reminded of something that I'd forgotten, and that's that even without dodging, armour does give you a slight benefit. And also, this cloak gives me an armour, so there's only a very slight chance, but the chance is there nonetheless, that these two together will offer me a point of protection. If I had this, I think the iron helm on its own is either 2 or 3 points of protection. The cloak is 1, so that would heighten the effect. But no, I'll just keep this cap as it is. And I can't remember what I was going to buy there, but what I do want to do is offload a bit more of this food. Oh, it's 5 to access a safe deposit box now. Right, this loaf of bread can go in there as well. I need to replenish my arrows. Those poultices that appeared here have gone. And we still don't have a quiver. So let's just buy 10 arrows. It was this tower that I came up from, and this is the tower, if I remember rightly. Didn't I say I never need to go down there again? I'm going to have to go down there again to find out. Yes, this is the one with the bats that I didn't bother to kill. Then underneath it is the dungeon that I cleared out that doesn't have a staircase down. So I'll try and remember that I don't need to go down here again. If this run lasts till the end of the stream, I'll definitely not remember this for next week. So let's go back around here again. Am I confident yet? Oh, I'm bold at this one. Let's just see what's around here. Oh, Hornet, goodness me. I've got an antidote. Actually, no, I won't fire from here. Or yeah, I'll fire from here. Okay, this might be the end of the run if it goes wrong, but... oof. There's another Hornet. I have been down here, haven't I? Because I remember that. I remember that Hornet tracking me. Maybe not. I might be mistaking it for another Hornet. I'm not able to tell them apart. Missing is not good. I'll give it a chance. The Hornet paralyses me, but my hit points are still okay. I'm just rooted to the spot. Yeah, I'm still paralysed. I could take the antidote, but I'm not going to bother because I'm not in immediate danger. I'll just wait for it to wear off. Right, move away from that blob and then shoot it. Complex bronze, was that the one I picked up? No, glowing bronze. Oh, that was silly. Let me go and run away here because I know that the Hornet can't get through the door. Looks like it's still tracking me though, it's not moving away from that door. If it continues to track me... No, it wasn't tracking me. And I wasted an arrow. But eventually it should move away from that door. There we are. So that was worth doing. Because I should get some decent XP for that. Right, I'm going to have to aggro this zombie and possibly the goblin. Oh, a possibly interesting scroll. The next scroll in the knowledge set is identify, and that would be truly useful for me. Identify is useful for just about any character because it means I don't have to keep going back to the mage's shop. I would need knowledge level 3 to use an identify spell. So I think I've cleared out this place. Let's see what's in the dungeon below. I feel confident here apparently. Let's use soul search to see what's down here. Nothing. Is there anything up there? Oh, there's a great Hornet up there, but also an ogre's just appeared in the corridor where there was no ogre before. So let's shoot, shoot. Right, let's cast soul search again. Right, apparently there's nothing there. But this great Hornet, is it still up there? Yes. Let's see what hit points a great Hornet has. 23 out of 23. That's more than I currently have. I'll rectify that right now. Now I'll start shooting the great Hornet. I've just noticed I only have 2 arrows left. Oops. That wasn't what I meant to do. Let's wield the bow again. I will shoot using the sling. But it's just nice to keep the bow in my hand. Let's see how good I am at using this sling. Well, pretty good. I've got archery 4, so I should be good at using the sling. Of course, this sling is the one with the enchantment on as well. Oh, there's a blob there. I'll pick up that coin. Right, I'm not happy with that level of failure against that hornet, so I'm going to run away. Surely it's not tracking me. Well, it's not tracking me anymore. Now it's tracking me. I want it to fly away from that door so that I can get a chance at shooting it again. It's going to fly right up to the door, isn't it? Oh no. There we go, so one hit on it. Just one hit on it. Let's run away a bit, make it forget us. Okay, one more hit should do that now. It's tracking me again. Let's wait a few goes. There we are. And there's a blob here. Let's have this bow just in case it's got a nice enchantment on it. And my inventory is full, so I'm not going to be doing anything in the dungeon below, but I just want to see what's there. I'm terrified, and there's a demon. So we know that in this game we have dark elves and demons, which are near the hardest end of the monster list. I haven't seen dragons and I haven't seen oculi. So the demon might be the hardest monster. Demons can lure you, so you have to be careful of them. Right, so up we go back to the city. And I'll remember the dungeon, the tower's down. Oh, it's level up time. So archery, do I up archery to 5? Or do I up knowledge? I'm still quite happy with the short bow. So I think I'll acknowledge this time. And then if one of these spells, I think it's this one is an Etruscan P. If the P spell is identify, then I'll acknowledge again next time. Right, so I'm at the southeasternmost of the dungeons. And I want to go and talk to the mage. So what's this? It's a magic shield spell, so it's of no interest to me. Ah, but what's this? This is a G spell. What's the G? The G is identify. It looks like a backward C, but that's an Etruscan G. So let's sell the other things that I'm not interested in. Cash in this coin. Identify this bow. That's a plain short bow, so I can sell that. Nothing else needs identifying. I'm not interested in keeping the shield, because even if it had a nice enchant on it, it would be taking up a hand that's needed for rangery things. So let's sell this bow that's identical to the one I already have. Sell for 6 gold, sell this. Oh, I'm loaded with money now. That means I can buy arrows. All of them. I should have just typed the number 24 instead of waiting. And I can buy poultices this time. There's still a longbow there. But that longbow might well disappear on the next level up. Let's go to the safe deposit box. And what am I storing? I'm storing this identify spell because it's no use to me right now. And I think that's everything I want to do in here. I'm careful because you have to pay, right now it's 6 money every time you access this box. So where was I? I was in the southeasternmost of these. And this key doesn't fit any of those locks. So it's time to go back into this one. I feel bold because this is one of the first dungeons. I'm going to stick with the sling in this dungeon. Since I'm using the sling, I can just shoot these bats for sport and to get a bit of XP. Well, I won't keep excessive amounts of food on hand. And in fact, I'll drop these coins as well. I can pick them up when I go back up. Right, I feel old. I can see from all these open chests that I've been here before. But maybe there was a lot of chests in this level. Right, there's an orc wandering around. Is the orc going to come out and play? I need to stay there so I can see where it goes. I'm not going to go right up and stand next to it. Has it just gone for a sit down in that corner? Aha, there is the chamber with the chest and a serpent tracking me. Right, let's go over this way and see if the snake forgets me. Right, for snakes I think I want arrows. Excellent, the snake forgot me. Let's get as much distance between me and the blob as I can and shoot it. Glowing bronze, I think that's what I've got. Yep. Oh, loaf of bread, very nice. Complex bronze is what I have next. Let's see if complex bronze. Oh, I can shoot this now. I have the poultices, but I've also got all of this food. I'll use some of the food. Glowing mithril. And I've got complex bronze, was it? Yes, complex bronze. I won't bother shooting that lot in there. Let's just go look for the complex bronze lock. Now I'll pick up the food. Well, I won't take it with me into the city. I think I'll just drop it there. So into this one next. Hmm. 16 arrows. I'm not going to waste them on blobs. Wish I could remember where the stairs were. Oh, they're in that chamber over to the right there, aren't they? Oh, zombie following me. I'll have the money though. Oh, I'm going in there, I'm not dancing, waiting for this to come into view. There we are. Oh, another blob down there. Alright, what's down here? I feel bold. Oh, hornets, that's right. This is where there were lots of hornets and spiders. And I am not armed with the correct weapon for such things. Not spiders. Why do I keep calling them spiders? The serpents or snakes? The reason that I call them serpents in the game and not just snakes, not just snakes, goes back to ossuary. And ossuary was written for the 16kZX Spectrum, and it was written in assembly language, so those two things meant all of the mechanics had to be very simple. And one of those mechanics was, I was going to go in here and enter that room through here, but that's not going to be a good strategy. Yeah, you had 8 characters for monster names in ossuary, and variable length strings were an extravagance I couldn't afford. So every monster name that I used, would have to be as close to 8 characters as possible, so that I wasn't leaving big ugly spaces between, say, I couldn't use, if I put snake, then it'd be snake and 3 spaces plus a space and then hit you. I didn't want that, so I tried to find words that were as close to 8 characters as possible. So snake became serpent, rats became vermin, which I've kept in this game. Ornate silver wasn't the key that I had, was it? It's complex bronze. But while I'm here, I'll pick up these scrolls and potions and see what they are. I won't shoot that hornet. I will go in that room with this orc, though, that's waiting in there to ambush me. I knew it wanted to ambush me. And let's just eat some berries to make up that. Let's see what's in here. Magic shield spell, which I can sell, and some arrows, which are welcome. So my search for the, I've forgotten already, my search for the complex bronze lock continues. I'll pick up these now because I've got less than a stack of berries. Right, my inventory is a bit full, so I'll remember that I was in the tower north of the ruler's house. And I'll go and sort out all this loot. So I need to identify this scroll. Repulsion. Now, I don't have control magic. And I think now is the time to work out whether I can develop control magic for this character. Because repulsion is a good spell. To use it, you need control level 3, so that's 3 level ups. I've only got 6 level ups left before I get to level 12. So I'll need to use 3 whole level ups on control magic to use this repulsion spell. I want to use at least 1 more level up on archery, 1 more level up on knowledge, that's all I need to use. Knowledge to get me up to level 3 so I can use the identify spell. Archery to get me up to level 5 so I can use the longbow. So that would leave 4 level ups, which I could use 1 of those on medicine or stealth, and the other 3 on control. But my alternative is not to bother with control magic, and instead think about upping knowledge to 5. Maybe knowledge to 5 and archery to 6. Because if I have knowledge at level 5, I can use the foreseeing spell, which is really good later in the game. Foreseeing will let you stand at the top of a staircase and it'll reveal to you the entire dungeon underneath. You can scroll around it, you can see everything. It might show you, it doesn't necessarily show you, but it might show you traps that you would fall into. It'll show you all the monsters. And because you can look around, you can see if there's things like monster spawners. You can see what monsters are down there. You can see exactly where the stairs down to the next level are, so that if you just want to hot-foot it to the next level down, you can plan out a route to avoid as many of the monsters as you can. It's a really good spell, which is why it requires level 5 in knowledge. And I think that's the way I'm going to go. I think I'll sell the repulsion spell. I'll sell magic shield because I've got no interest in that. I'll identify this potion. This is an agility potion. This will temporarily increase my agility. Now, given that my ultimate aim is to constantly wield the sling along with the bow, that will give me maximum agility without the need for that potion. So I can sell that potion as well. I'll keep the antidote though. So that's that. Now I've got nothing to offload at the warrior's shop. Oh, I haven't leveled up, so there are no more arrows to buy. So I might have to go back to the sling before my next level up. So I was here, wasn't I? So let's see what's down here. I am looking for, I need to remind myself again, the complex bronze lock. Right, there's nasties down there. Oh, that one's coming up to meet me. In fact, it looks like they're both coming up to meet me. I don't want to waste arrows on stuff like this. So let's wield sling. There's another zombie. Oh, it's going to run away. And it's gone around a corner. And it's run away into a room. Oh, there's orcs up there. Before I enter this room, I'm going to shoot those orcs now that I know that they're there. Of course, I keep forgetting that this sling isn't really much of a downgrade on the bow because of the enchantment it's got on it. Glowing iron, that's not what I've got. I forgot what I've got already, but I know it's not glowing iron. It's complex bronze, isn't it? Yes, complex bronze. So there's no staircase on that one, that's right. So staircase here. I finally feel confident in this dungeon. Let's cast a soul search spell down there. Right, there's nobody down there. So I'm going to go for this shield. Oh, there's a golem. See if I can... Oh, have I grabbed the golem already? And it looks like... Yeah, I'm going to have to go back to the bow for this golem because it's going to... There's no way I... But if I go down there, it will come out the door at me. And it will be maximum 2 steps away. But if I go this way... Let's do this dance. There we go, it's 3 steps away from me. So I get an extra chance at hitting it, and I can run away to the stairs if I end up in a tight spot. Ooh, that was really good. Now I'm not going to aggro this guy, but I think he'll shoot me as soon as I poke my head around the door. Yes. No, don't shoot. Retreat. Let him come in the doorway. In fact, while I'm waiting for him to get to the doorway, I'll attempt healing with this. Now, he's going to use melee on me, and he's not that good at melee. Oh, he didn't... Oh dear, now this is nasty, but I'm going to have a go at shooting this. Okay, it wasn't that nasty. Probably didn't have that many hit points. Plus also, I have good archery skill. It's not the best archery skill, but it's good archery skill. What I'm hoping to find soon in one of these chests is arrows. Yes, arrows. My inventory's full. What's this lock? Ornate iron, which is not the key that I have. Right, let's see where that orc's going. That's where I wanted the orc to go. It wasn't an orc, it was a goblin. Oh, I've got no room for lockpicks. I've got room for money, but not lockpicks. And now I've got no more room for money. I could maybe drop some food. Yeah, let's put the food in the chest and pick up some money. So I know there's more money in here. Have I killed everything? I think everything's dead in this. Oh no, there's a wraith here, which is tracking me. Can I get him to come out the door? Yes. Yeah, wraiths lure you, which means that if you try to move, you'll move towards the wraith no matter which direction you press. Since I've cleared everybody out, let's just see if I can get down and see what's down here. So terrified, and we have dark elves, demons, and ogres. Oh, excuse me. I need to think what do I need in order to deal with them? And I'm starting to regret selling that repulsion spell. Because monsters like that can really hit you hard, especially the what do you call them? The dark elves that can shoot from a distance. They hit really hard. And I don't really have a great deal of protection from that. But if I were to cast control spells on them, such as confusion or repulsion, that would stop them shooting at me and give me a chance against them. So I'm now thinking I've got to choose between foreseeing and... I still want to get to knowledge 3 to use the identify spell, but I think I'll go back to that idea, go to knowledge 3 and then control 3 as well. So I still need to come down here again because there's loot left behind, there's chests I want to look at. Right, so I'm still quite happy with this bow, so I'll go for knowledge, and then I'll get my identify spell that I already own. I'll cash in these coins for credit so that I've got some inventory space. Cost me 7 to access this now, because there's no guarantee that I'll successfully learn this. Right, I don't have any food to deposit because I left it in a chest in the dungeon. I learned identify, which means that for free now I can identify everything willy-nilly. Oh, that's not how you do it. It's cast, identify, there we go. Cast identify on this. These are just ordinary shields. I've noticed a little bug. That's not what I meant. Cast identify. Okay, that message stays there. Yeah, I was expecting when I first identified the shields, it should have said plain shield. And I think what happened was the message plain shield flashed up and then was immediately replaced by shield. It only says plain shield when you first identify it, and then it reverts to calling it shield, or if it has an enchantment on it, it'll have the enchantments. Let's try it with these slings. That's my special one. So if I cast identify on this sling, and I'll watch very carefully and see if plain sling flashes up quickly. Identification fails. That's fine. There is still a chance of failure, but that's fine. This was free to cast, so let's cast it again. No, I don't believe it actually comes up with plain sling. I think it just says sling. and it should say plain sling. So I'll remember that. It should be a trivial thing to fix. So it's not going to be something that subjects everyone to an extra week of beta testing. But I'll just correct that and give it a test myself. So anyway, let's go and sell these things that I don't need. Let's try and remember what dungeon I came out of as well, because I've forgotten. I think it was this one. So I'm not interested in these shields. I'm not interested in the healing spell. It's going to be so nice not having to go to the mage's shop for identification anymore. There might be some identified scrolls in the shop by now. No, there aren't. I'm thinking more repulsion spells. In fact, repulsion, we already know what repulsion looks like. And there are none in the shop. So let's sell this rope. What I normally do is sell rope until I fall into a trap and then start thinking I ought to hang on to rope. Oh, there's a quiver. Right, that's the plain sling. Since there is a quiver, I shall sell this enchanted cloak. I'll buy the quiver. And I'll also buy all of those. Oops. Numeric keypad keys don't work in my games. It's the properties. Numeric keypad keys are always assumed to be in non-numlock mode, so they have the arrow functions. So if I use them now, even though my numlock is on, it does this. And it's just because I'm assuming the use of an IBM XT keyboard. Right, so that's that done. I can now get the arrows out of my hand because the quiver allows them to be plucked from my backpack. Right, there we go. This is what I've been wanting to do for a while now. Arrows in backpack. Wield the sling that gives me that agility bonus, plus the bow. And I think next level up I can think about going for Archery 5 and seeing if there's still a longbow in the shop. Unless I find a repulsion spell, in which case I'll start going for control magic. Repulsion spell or confusion spell would be useful actually. So staircase leads down. Excuse me. Oh, I finished my tea. I think this is one of those levels. Oh, I might as well use the combined sling and bow. Where's that zombie going? Is there still a zombie up there? Yes, there is. Oh, zombie was just... Oh, there's a zombie right next to me now. So much food. Don't need all this food. There's another zombie around here. So I'll move slowly. There it is. I've got a stack of food. I won't pick any more up. Is there anything else of interest here? No, nothing drops there. So let's go down this staircase. I feel afraid. I don't think I'm going to try tackling this dungeon. go to the next one. I feel afraid here too, yeah, with demons and ogres and things. Oh, there's no staircase down, and there's no point visiting this one because I've been down to the bottom. I think it was that one. I've been down to the bottom. Was it that one? I'll recognise it. Yes, it was. I remember standing here now and saying, I need to go down to find out whether I need to go down, and it was there. So loop around to here again. I feel balls. And I can't remember where the stairs down are. Oh, there's all sorts of people around here. So I'll just shoot the ones that get in my way. I've got a feeling the stairs are actually this way. And my feeling was wrong, the stairs are not that way. Oh, why don't I go this way? Okay, since I've got plenty of healing, I'll shoot the orc from there. The goblin, I should call it, not the orc. That's where the stairs are. Ooh. Complex bronze, that's what I have, isn't it? Yes. So let's get that out of the way. Oh, there's all sorts of things in here. Coins, shields, the next key, which I paid no attention to what it was. Ornate silver key. I don't recall seeing the ornate silver chest or grate. Of course, I've got identify, so let's identify this shield, see if it's special. No, actually there's no need for me to do that because I will never be wielding a shield. What I can do though is put those arrows together by dropping some of them onto the floor and picking them up again. Right, yeah, I'll go down the stairs and see what was down on the next level. I feel bold. That chest might be the one that I want. I didn't want to be this close to a hornet. Right. I don't mind being this close to the goblin though, because they're not good at melee. Right, what's this chest? Complex copper, and I've forgotten already what I picked up. Ornate silver. So this is not the chest. I'm not paralysed anymore, and I'll use half of this food. To put myself in better shape. Right, there's all kinds of nastiness in there. Let's see what's down on the level below. A demon. Ah, this was where there was a demon and some more arrows. But those arrows are not worth tackling a demon for, along with whatever else might wander in from the sides of these corridors. So let's forget this tower. Oops, wrong way. And I could do to offload some of this. Yeah, let's offload some of this. And remember that was in the southeast tower, so I don't want this shield. I don't think there are any more arrows for me to buy. But with this configuration of wielded items, as soon as the arrows run out, I'll automatically start shooting with the sling. I may as well pick up that food now. I was chiding a friend of mine who's also one of the beta testers. Oh, why am I wielding? Yeah, I don't want to be wasting arrows on that. I was chiding my friend because he has a habit in roguelikes of running about like this without knowing what's ahead of him. And he was dying so often just by running into monsters that one should really keep one's distance from. And I find myself sometimes doing the same thing, and I have to stop myself. Right, let's see what's down in this next dungeon, but I'll be ready with the bow just in case it's something nasty. I feel bold, and yes, it's something nasty. It's an orc, a serpent, a zombie, which isn't that nasty. Another orc there, but I'll leave the orc chilling in that room until I find out. I think if there's any locked chest in here, I've unlocked it already. Yes. So I'll leave all that nonsense in that room. And I just have this snake to worry about. Snake poisons me. So... oh, don't start missing now. Am I still poisoned? I am, because I'm losing hit points. So let's finally use this antidote. 16 berries are not going to heal me up, so I shall use this poultice. And I will trust that I can shoot this orc before it gets near me, which indeed I did. So what's this? This is glowing mithril. That's not the key that I've got. So I can't get any further down this tower. I'll pick up these, but only in order to drop them near the staircase up. In fact, this isn't the top dungeon, so I'll pick them up again and do the same thing here. Now I know I destroyed what was around this way, so I can run there. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Drop. There we are. 8 arrows. So my choice is archery 5, and maybe think about getting a longbow. Or think about starting with control. I think I'll lock in archery first. Now I desperately need more arrows. Do I have anything that I need at the mage's shop? Not anymore. Oh, yes I do. I want to check out the spells. No repulsion spell. I would have bought repulsion if there was a repulsion spell. Right, nothing to sell at the weapons shop, so let's go here. So I will buy this longbow, but before I sell my short bow, I'm going to identify that longbow. So cast identify, cursed of agility mantle. I can actually handle that because I've already got a sling of agility +3 or 4. Remind me what's in it. Yes, sling of agility +4. So if the longbow knocks 1 off that, I'll be at agility +3, which is 12, which is the maximum. So yeah, that's perfect. So let's go back into this shop. Let's sell this short bow, which has done us great service, and also sell this rope. And then we'll go longbow. There should be a lot less missing of shots because I'm now at archery 5, which is a near certainty that you'll hit. And also the shots should cause more damage because they are using a longbow, which means that these arrows should last a little bit longer. Now I've forgotten which dungeon I was in last. Yeah, I've completely forgotten which dungeon I was in. I think I'd done the first one or two. I think maybe just the first one. Let me just check. I was in that dungeon with the big long passageway that goes like this. I think that was the one that that I was in. See, it gets a bit. Oh no, the dungeon that I was in, I dropped berries right by the stairs, didn't I? Yes, this was the dungeon I was in last. I believe this is a dungeon that I don't want to waste arrows in. So I'll drop the longbow. I'll not drop the longbow, but just unwield the longbow. I won't bother picking up food just yet. That's right, the stairs down are in this chamber. And I'm even hitting more with the sling because of the archery 5. So there's nothing in that room worth going for. Yeah, that chest is already open. Two shots to kill the hornet. I believe it might be possible to one-shot a hornet. Well, it hit me, but it didn't paralyse me. Oh, look at the damage it caused though. That's 16. I could sit here and eat all of those berries, but I won't. I'll use a poultice to heal. The berries are really for small amounts of healing. And I'll preserve arrows again. Ornate silver, I think that's what I had. Yes. Complex copper, we've seen that recently, but I can't remember where. So I think just to get the XP, I will tackle the nonsense in this room. Now I'm paralysed. So while I'm paralysed, I'll heal these 9 hit points using berries, because there's plenty more berries to pick up in this room behind me. Can I move yet? Yes. Where's this zombie going? I may as well pick up these now. Just have a stack of berries on me. Force this goblin to come right next to me. I won't pick up the... no, I won't pick up those. I'll go down these stairs first. I feel bold, and there's all sorts of nonsense in here. And I have 25 arrows. Oh, there's 18 arrows right there. I'm going to cast the soul search to see if there's anything further down that corridor. No, there isn't. But I am going to move very slowly, just in case things wander in. Right, there's a wraith here, but there is also a snake in his way. Ah, the snake is gone. Out of the way. I want to lure this wraith out here. Okay, it didn't have anything. Here's a golem. Let's see how many shots I take to kill a golem with this longbow. 3. There was a hornet up there, wasn't there? Yeah, the longbow's brilliant. Let's try and avoid having this serpent right up next to me. There we are. What's this? Ornate bronze. Complex copper. I'm mainly doing this for the XP now. Oh, there's a wraith luring me. That wraith in that room must have come out of the door. Oh, missed. It's a short bow, which I can sell. Oh, now the dungeon gives me a quiver, now that I finally managed to buy one from the shop. So there's something in this room. There's a hornet. I don't think there's a way I can prevent that from tracking me. But we'll have a good try. Yeah, that's tracking me. So I'll just rely on the fact that I've got healing. Right, it's bang on 9 o'clock now, so I'm going to get myself to a suitable saving point. First thing I'll do is I'll eat 10 berries. Get my mouse pointer out of the way. Okay, I didn't eat anymore because I'm full. Let's get myself up to the city and see if there's another level up. I don't think I'm due for one. Let's pick up more of those. Be careful because I can't remember what's wandering around up here. That zombie's just chilling in that room. Okay, so I'm going to get myself ready for adventure next stream, which means offloading all of this loot and then positioning myself at the tower that I'm going to go down next, which is this one. So remember, the last tower that I was at was the one north of the ruler. So my next thing is to sell. I've got a sword to get rid of. So let's cash in all this gold here. Sell this sword. And then next door, I don't need this spare quiver. I don't need this rope for now. And I don't need this short bow. It's pointless trying to consolidate the arrows because there's more than 24, so it's going to take up 2 stacks. And then let's put myself there. And this is where I'm going to leave it. So thank you very much for joining me. It's been good fun streaming another test stream. And now I will think about raiding. And I think I know where I'm going to raid, and because I believe it's just me today at the end of stream, I'm going to raid my good friend Whitefire, who's playing Minecraft, because I don't have to care whether anybody's interested in what's coming next, and I am. So bear with me while I go to the end screen and I shall initiate the raid. Thank you very much for those who joined me during the stream. Good night.